Hello, everyone. I'm Eva Yazhari, the CEO of Beyond Capital Fund. I am here with the CEO of Hasiru Dala, one of our most recent investments. And I'm really glad to welcome Shekar Prabhakar. Hey, Shekar, great to have you today.
Hi, Eva. Great to be here with you and to be part of the Beyond Capital family.
Thank you. Now, we'll get into what Hasiru Dala focuses on and why you founded the company. But first, where are you calling from today?
From Bangalore, India.
Incredible. And you know, what I wanted to say was Hasiru Dala fits into the waste and sanitation allocation for the sectors in our portfolio. And we're really, really proud to have a company that thinks about not only the social impact, but also the environmental impact of your work, which is somewhat unique in our portfolio. I would say most of our portfolio companies are highly intersectional and focus on many different sectors and often do have a number of different impacts, but that is very, very clear with your business. So diving in, tell us what Hasiru Dala does and what motivated you to start the company.
Sure. Hasiru Dala Innovations, we basically create better livelihoods for waste pickers through inclusive businesses that enable the circular economy. So we provide waste management services to bulk waste generators, to hosts of events like sports events, cultural events, corporate events, and so on. And also to have a plastics recovery business where we collaborate with brands like The Body Shop, Cofresco, and so on, where we actually send plastic waste collected by our waste pickers back to be used in their products. So that's a true circular economy initiative. So that's what we do at Hasiru Dala Innovations.
Fantastic. Thank you for highlighting that. How does Hasiru Dala Innovations impact the lives of the waste pickers specifically?
So the idea is, how do we provide access to markets, access to livelihood opportunities for waste pickers that gives them a predictable income, right? One of the challenges for waste pickers is that incomes are highly unpredictable because it's dependent on the amount of waste that they can pick from the streets or the landfills or things. So can we create access to waste, access to markets, access to livelihood opportunities, access to entrepreneurship opportunities that would enable them to, not only for a predictable income, but also for to aspire to be something more than a minimum wage worker, right? For example, the entrepreneurs that we work with, 23 of them as of today, the first one who started with us today owns 3 trucks. He got a loan to buy a scooter for himself. Now he's looking at land to buy and build a house. He is sending his children to school. So that is a quantum change in the quality of life that he would have otherwise not been able to aspire to. All we did was give him access to markets that he couldn't access by himself.
It's all about access.
Yes, it's all about access, in my opinion, because the hard work is put in by the waste pickers, not by us. So it is about creating that access through business models where paying customers provide those opportunities for these people.
Incredible, Shekar. And I know you care deeply about the social impact of your company. You mentioned circular economy, and that could, be implicit in the minds of our listeners that you do have an impact on the environment. Tell us specifically how the company has an impact on the environment and maybe how you're also measuring it.
Sure. So right now, the way we look at it is, one, for example, all the clients that we work with have to segregate waste at source, right? Which in itself is a major behavioral change that leads to environmental impact. So today we have more than 35,000 households who segregate waste at source, more than 100 corporate clients who segregate waste at source. So that in itself is a big shift in the way we think in India about waste. So one is foundational is segregation at source, which leads to environmental impact, because once you segregate waste at source, your material recovery rates become higher. And therefore, you're able to put material back into the economy rather than go to the landfill. So the way we measure is what is the tonnage that we actually divert away from landfills. That is for us key. Last year alone, we did more than 15,500 tons of waste that were diverted away from the landfills. Today we generate more than, we manage responsibly more than 50 tons of waste per day.
Incredible and very inspiring. Tell us, is there a leader that inspires you?
A leader that inspires me. That's a tough one, but I think it is Steve Jobs for me, because there was a singular-minded passion that he had of giving the best for his customers. And for us, our customers are both waste pickers as well as paying customers. So how do we, as a company and as a leader, how do I create the environment that both the customers and the community that we work with, waste pickers, are happy and loyal to Hasiru Dala Innovations? That's what I would like to actually emulate from Steve.
Brand loyalty.
Yeah.
I would like to note that one of our other portfolio companies has also stated that Steve Jobs is their icon. So I think that at least there's an awareness of, focusing on the customers and thinking about more than just the shareholders. And thinking about all stakeholders. And at Beyond Capital, we really believe that conscious leaders that are thinking about all stakeholders like you, thinking about your customers, your employees, the environment, maybe even the government in some of your interactions, are the ones that will drive success of impact business models. So thank you for pioneering that and bringing that example to this conversation.
And especially in the waste sector, it's a multi-stakeholder sector. There are the citizens, there are the government officials, there are the elected representatives, there are the waste workers or waste pickers in our case, there is the company itself and the employees. So there are multiple stakeholders, and the ability to manage all of them and balance their sometimes conflicting agendas is extremely important to be successful in this sector. And so far we have been able to do it, but success in this sector requires that multi-stakeholder perspective.
Absolutely. So tell us, what's the long-term vision for Hasiru Dala Innovations?
So my long-term vision is that we should not, 15 years from now, we should not exist for the reason that we exist today, which is trying to create access to opportunities. We should just become a very efficient, effective waste management company, hopefully owned by waste pickers. That is my true vision. We should not exist for the reason that we exist today. We should transform ourselves to do waste management services, but not because we want to create better livelihoods. I don't know whether I made sense there, but we should not. We should self-destruct what we are today in some form, is what I believe, because then we would have reached our social mission of creating the opportunities for this generation of waste pickers, which I feel is what is required.
You mentioned this generation of waste pickers. What is the average age of the waste pickers you're working with?
The average age is 30 to 45, in that range. I wouldn't be able to put an exact number, but it's in that range. So which is why I said 15 years, because then by that time there would be between 45 and 60. It's difficult to be doing waste work beyond 45, 50, because it's physically demanding. Hopefully by that time there would be more automation, there would be more things so that they can still work. But if in 15 years, we think we need a runway of 15 years to be able to integrate them into the solid waste management system. And one of the things that we do between the not-for-profit, Hasiru Dala, and us is that we ensure that all their children go at least till high school so that they have an alternative option to waste picking. So which is why I harp on this generation of waste pickers, because I'm less worried about the next generation, because I think they will take on other forms of occupation.
Wow. And last question, as we wrap up, you just raised your seed round. I know you're still raising a little bit more, and would love to know how the seed capital, including Beyond Capital's funding in your business, will propel the company to where you want to go.
So we are about 5 years old now, and we are right now at the cusp of trying to grow to the next level, which is geographical expansion. And we would be using it for growth geographically, as well as to create a good second line of management, other than just me and Marwan, who are right now holding the fort. But to be able to enable that growth, we need to build that second layer of strong CXO material. And so we would be using part of the money for that as well.
When you say geographic expansion, do you expect to expand to other states in India outside of the one you're currently operating in?
We of course will try try within the city, within the state as well. But we are not keeping any boundaries other than within India right now.
It's a big market opportunity. Thank you, Shekar. It's been a pleasure to speak with you and learn a little bit more about your business and be able to share this with our supporters and our followers on YouTube and through our newsletters. And it's been great to talk to you today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.